Today on Trusted Russ, we're shooting poo, or poo shooting. How about spread manure? Does that sound good? All right. So today we're going to use my Minneapolis R, the Minneapolis Moline R. This is about 1951 at the narrow front. I did not restore this one. I bought it done. But even the Princess tractors got to go out and work sometime. They got to get all them fluids moving and pumping. That way they don't freeze up and cause problems at the next show that we go to. So let's take a quick walk around. So it's in decent shape. It is an older restoration. It's probably 15 to 20 years old. Distributor drive. If you don't know anything about Molines, these are your valve covers. This is a horizontal valve. The valve stems are on this side, the valve faces are on the other side. And then you have rocker arms that run from here down to here, about where the camshaft is. And then of course inside of this area here, that's where your crank is. So you can roll new rod bearings in it. This unit comes with headlights. And I believe they painted this with PPG, Prairie Gold. So, I mean, it's got some detail stuff too. I mean, this what is it called? It's called the generator. That's what it is. This could get repainted black. So could the starter. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be yellow or not. I have new hoses. I just haven't put them on. This is a good hose. It's just they got overspray on it. This here, get you in close. That I believe is for a vacuum port. Possibly to run a milk machine in a milk parlor for a dairy farm. So here's your sediment bowl. It's not the correct one. The guy I got it from said he busted it somehow. Anyway, he found this and it made it work. He made it work. So it's got I believe 11.2 34-inch Firestones on the rear. Got some overspray on the tires. I don't know. I'd like to do some work to it, but it's a decent tractor already. So I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Maybe do the details on the black, and I don't know. The seats are supposed to be yellow as well, so maybe sometime I'll repaint that. Anyway, that's enough about the tractor. Here we go with the manure spreader. This is a new idea, number 17. There's that, and that would be your new idea logo. You can see it's orange with the green highlights. The wood's still pretty good. Oh, here's the serial number tag if anybody cares, right there. The tires are weather checked, but I aired them up to 20 psi here just a little bit ago, and they haven't blown out yet. As you can see, most manure spreaders, they're going to have some rot. I mean, this pipe was added on here by some farmer. As you can see, the tin shield here is rotten and broken and been patched together. It really works really well. The beaters are in good shape. There you go. It has most of its teeth. These bars are starting to get pretty rusty, pretty rotten along here. There are a few teeth missing. They just get so thin and hit a big lump and they can't take it. Blows it off somewhere in the field. Let's see, this is rotted out some. And then, I mean, there's some more rust in the steel. But the only place I have rotten wood is this top board right here. You can see inside here where it's starting to split, and back here where the gears are, it is blown through. You can see the manure right here or right here. It's all right there. And manure that we're hauling today is horse manure. I have neighbor down the road from my parents, so I'm just going up and down the driveway hauling out of his place. I get to use his little Kubota. Takes about 5 to 6 scoops to fill this up. Come over here, I am using this piece of plywood right here, and I'll show you later how I'm placing it, but I am sticking it back here, right about here. Again, I'll show you later. That's just so the stuff's not falling out, going out onto the ground, onto the driveway, and making a mess of the driveway. So anyway, let's fire this thing up, and we'll start hauling some loads. All right, so here's your ignition switch. Here's your choke. We don't need any choke right now, it's already warmed up. Your ignition button, let's fire it up. So I'm going in second gear. You don't want to go too fast with this. You'll break the chain, the apron chain, or any of the gears, the gearbox on the spreader, and I don't think they make parts for this. So second gear, got a hand clutch if you don't know Molines already. Oops, almost forgot. Nope, we got it. Got the thing in gear, so the spreader. Okay, we got that load out. Take my plywood. Come around to this side. Set it in there like that. So I am loosening about 1.5 foot back here by putting this in here. Like I said, I'm going down a private driveway, or even if I was going down the road, I'd throw that in there and just try and keep the road clean. Anyway, that did a pretty good job. See, the original canvas is missing here, but after you put a couple of buckets up at the front, it kind of packs it and it really doesn't fall out anymore. So anyhow, let's go get another load. Okay, as you can tell, we're inside the shop right now. I'm declaring a rain out. I did get 5 loads done. I was on the 4th one, and I was headed back up to my parents' field, and it just started coming down. As you can see, I'm not dressed for it, and I'm not in a big rush to get this out either. So I spread the 4th load, went back. I had to put the neighbor's tractor away and close his gate, so went back. I made another load, get the 5, put his tractor away, got the gate shut, and I left. Spread the last load, came home. I found I was having problems, like I mentioned earlier, that if you go too fast, the thing's not going to work right. Well, I'd never experienced that until today. I mean, with the weather coming, I could see the clouds rolling in. You know, it's like a great big gray curtain coming. So I was still in 2nd gear, but I sped the engine up. And then I noticed that the apron was only going like every third stroke on the, I don't know what you call it, that big sprocket on the side that everything dries off the wheel. So anyway, that 5th load, I decided to slow the engine down, and all of a sudden everything was working fine. So yeah. Oh, here, I'll show you. That right there is on the, I mean, there should be a wheel right here. They're just showing it without the wheel on there. But this roller here rides on that 4-tooth star on the axle. And as you go, it drives that arm onto here. Well, this here arm, that little tooth right there, that finger right there, I don't think it was keeping up. So going too fast, it was just kind of skipping and catching every once in a while. So anyway, I figured, hey, let's do a little history on the new idea number 17 spreader. I couldn't remember offhand, so I went in the house and got my flyers. I got this one and this one. It's a little different advertising. I'm guessing this might be a little older, but the inside is nearly identical. All this is. Yeah, and after I got the spreader, I went on to eBay and found setting up an operating manual, repair parts list, that sort of thing. There it gives all the positions for the grease zerks. Oh, it's a little loose. I mean, look at this. Detailed. I mean, if something fell off or you didn't know what you're looking for, I mean, if you happen to find somebody with parts for these things, you could get your part numbers. And here's all the little parts for one of the sprockets for the main drive. So anyhow, got that. And one thing I couldn't remember was how many bushel. Well, this thing is 95 bushel right there. New idea number 17, 95 bushel manure spreader. Again, this is ground drive, not a PTO. Look at this. I love the advertising on this. You got the gold badge right here. You got the blue ribbon that's marking all the highlighted points. You got slanted rear arch, big long wear bearings. You get strong hitch, steel flares. Just, I love the artwork on this and how they advertised it. Bigger upper cylinder up there. Got the paddles, which you can remove individually. Heavy steel end gate. Yeah, I don't know how heavy that is really, but my handles up here, these right there, when I move those, this flexes a little bit. So then it also talks about easy apron adjustment. It has 2 of those on the front. Heavy steel end gate, which mentioned that. Adjustable support foot. Positive feed, like I said, if you don't go too fast. And then there's this thing called the Penta. It's a treatment. They used it on these cured pine boards, or what they use to cure the pine boards. It's a Penta preservative. So it's got neoprene oil lines, which I will say that one's still there. And that's a grease zerk right there. Get a close up. It's still there. And when I grease it, I'm waiting for that thing to pop, but it hasn't popped yet. So anyhow, and then on the back here, on the back of this one, it shows all the different types of equipment they had. Well, let's take a look at this. It's a little bigger. This is the back of the repair list. So here's the tractor-drawn manure spreader. That's what we've got here. Here's a horse-drawn or tractor. You can see it has the other axle up front with the hitch. And here's a PTO-driven manure spreader. Got the corn picker, sickle mower. You got the wagon chassis. You got a steel box. You got twine and wire baler. You got a short wheel rake and a high wheel side rake. You got pull type mower. Here's pull type corn picker, 2-row corn picker, portable elevator, fertilizer spreader, weed shredder, hydraulic loaders. They had quite a bit of equipment back in the day. So anyway, that's what we got here. And I find it very helpful. Like I said, I wouldn't have known that this was 95 bushel. I could have guessed, but you can go out there, you buy some old equipment, you go out there on eBay, or you go to the swap meet or the auctions, you can find all this stuff, which really makes it helpful to make repairs on this. The chain, like on the apron or on the drive gears on the outside there, you can go. I went to the local dealership and I got apron chain. A couple years ago, I broke a slat and some of the chain broke too. So pulled it apart, took it in. They matched it right up, sold me what I needed. Came back, used a grinder, a drill, and a welder and fixed everything. The slats are put in there with rivets. I drilled the rivets out and I used the welder to plug weld it. And if it ever goes bad on me again in that same spot, I'll just drill the welds out and get more parts and put it back together again. So the only thing I really need to worry about is how much longer that wood's going to last. So, which I thought I found a place down in Texas that sells the wood kit for these spreaders. I have to look in that sometime. So anyway, when the weather gets nicer, we'll get back out there, start hauling some more, and make more video. Until then, we'll see you soon. Bye. Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode of Garbage and Poo Shootin',